Welcome back to a brand new episode of the TNT Boys. I'm Kale. This is Sam. How we doing today, Sam?
Good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. How was your week?
Good.
I'm glad. So, what are we talking about today, Sam?
Talking about college football. Kind of similar to the NFL episode we did.
Which you guys
where we kind of did our...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you guys can check that out on our playlist of all of our podcast episodes.
Go check it out now. No, wait till after this episode. Then go check it out.
Yeah. Don't leave. Don't you leave yet, man.
Don't leave.
Don't
you dare leave.
Yeah. Sorry. Rip headphone users for the second there. Anyway,
we did like our way too early NFL predictions and stuff like that. We're going to do that for college football. This is Saturday morning, so it is week 7 right now.
Yes, sir.
So we're a decent chunk into the season. Obviously, we're deeper into the college football season than NFL. Starts earlier, but yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through it. So,
but before we get into that, how was your week?
My week was good.
Nice.
Same
Shit, different day.
Yeah, really, just a lot of stuff going on at work, and we're just hustling and bustling. I'm glad it's Saturday. Get a little break. Just got done training a client this morning, and now we're here.
Oh yeah, I am. My week was fine. It's just busy. It seems like we're getting to the end where people are starting to really oh shit, we got to get stuff before it freezes. I know I've been saying that a lot in almost every episode, but it's that time of year. It's like this year and springtime next year is when everyone's really like go.
Mm-hmm.
And they try to get everything because the grain bins, harvest is going on, and then farmers eat it now, and it's a good time.
Personal training, it's hard to predict. You have your busy times of year and you're not as busy times of year, but
I feel like New Year's, the New Year's area.
New Year's, yeah, but it's also summertime. It's always hit and miss. It's really impossible to predict. We've tried to in the past, and it's just always you just never know.
Yeah,
but it's been really good this year though.
I was telling some of my coworkers, I feel like this year is a lot busier than last year, a little bit. Or I start to think maybe it's not there's customers last year they were ordering a lot, but this year they're not very much. But
yeah,
I don't want to get into that because that's technically confidential. So
yep.
Anything in the sports sports you saw this week.
They keep diving in more into the Robert Saleh firing.
Really?
Again, they keep doubling down on how it was Woody Johnson's decision all alone and not Aaron Rodgers at all. Because I guess maybe Woody Johnson was never really sold on Robert Saleh. But now,
but if you weren't, why did you hire him?
Well, and another thing is with how they fired him, knowing if they win this week. Now they play Buffalo on Monday Night Football. We both predicted Buffalo to win in the Who You Got. But if the Jets were to win, they're on top of the division. You're going to fire your coach when you're this close to be on top of the division. And
yeah, and that's what someone said to me the other day. They're going for division. Why did they fire that coach?
Yeah, and then it's also other good, well-known coaches are going to look at that situation and be like, I don't want to go there. Because there's been talks of Belichick possibly going there next season.
Oh.
And, someone like him.
I don't think him and Rodgers are going to get along. There ain't no way.
I could see them getting along, actually.
No. I don't think so.
It'd be an interesting dynamic.
There's two hard-headed people. They're just going to clash.
Brady and Belichick didn't get along towards the end.
Right.
But I'm just saying any well-renowned coach is going to look at that situation and be like, that place is a joke. That place is a dumpster fire. Look at how they handled the Robert Saleh situation. Because he's a defensive coach, and that's the strength of their team is they are a defensive team.
Right.
Offense has been the problem, which is why they should have fired Nathaniel Hackett. And he's proven to just be
he's not as good as he used to be.
He's only there because of Rodgers.
Yeah, and that
he's buddies with the guy.
So
Rodgers made him. That's the whole reason he got the head coaching job in Denver a couple of years ago and got fired immediately.
So as you being a Packers fan, no, just sitting here thinking about it. do you look at Rodgers differently now that you think he's really changed ever since he moved to New York? Or do you
Honestly,
did you see it at the end of the Green Bay terrain?
he's hard to read sometimes. He likes to manipulate the media, and honestly, I don't really care about that. Honestly, like the media is going to create narratives no matter what. I feel like he's maybe lost a little bit of a step. Like he can sling it still. He can obviously still throw it with the best of them, but he's not as mobile as he used to be. He's obviously older. He's more injury prone. And I think no matter how good or bad the Jets do this year, I think it's time for him to step away, man, before something, really bad injury. Because really, honestly, he's one injury away from retiring anyway.
Right.
He is.
Yeah.
He's had 3 major injuries in his career so far.
I think he just wants one more Super Bowl, and that's it.
Yeah. And honestly, even though he's with the Jets, I'd love to see him win one more Super Bowl. Unless it's against the Packers. If they're playing the Packers in the Super Bowl, then no. But if the Super Bowl ended up being the Jets versus any other NFC team besides Green Bay, I'll root for the Jets to see Rodgers get one more ring. But I don't know. It's just a weird situation. I feel like that's kind of dominated the NFL landscape over the past week is the whole Robert Saleh firing. I think their biggest thing is they need to get Breece Hall going. Breece Hall has been
A bust this
pedestrian this year. And they're not putting him in good situations, though.
Again, that could come down from the head coaching, though, but that could also come down from
It comes down to
the
Nat
OC.
Hackett.
Yeah.
Like, Braylon Allen has been more productive than Breece Hall this year. And Braylon Allen's good. He's more of like a bruiser power back. He's kind of like a David Montgomery type. But Breece Hall, he's an all-purpose guy. He can do it all, but that's probably enough talking about the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've kind of just dominated NFL headlines over the past week. I mean,
it's kind of old, but, it's right. It's whatever to get the people to come back to watch, right?
well, I mean, it's old, but it's not old.
Yeah.
It's still fresh.
They keep refreshing it and refreshing it, refreshing it.
It's still really relevant, but what about in the college football world?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're actually getting rid of the National Signing Day deal, and they're gonna replace it with financial aid and something else. But the point of it is, what I understood is when you sign this deal to go to school,
Contract.
Yeah, we'll call it contract now.
Yeah,
is how much money you're gonna get, and how much money for something else. I think the financial aid. Which is, honestly, I feel like it's good, but also I feel like it's a bad idea.
I mean, traditionally they've had these national signing days for these athletes where they're like, I'm committed to wherever. And then the way college football is going these days with the NIL and everything, these kids are so non-committal when their NIL.
Oh, of course.
When their NIL expectations aren't met, and then they just leave. So it's like, it kind of takes away from the whole not suspense, but the whole
idea.
I guess, yeah, it just takes away from the special what used to make National Signing Day so special.
Dude, remember when they would play this big college football, or not college football, like the recruiting showcase, like a Shrine Bowl, and then they would go on TV during the middle of the game, like, oh, I picked this school, yeah.
They would have all these like high school all-star games, and we even have one here in Norfolk every summer,
and in Kearney, the bigger ones in Kearney.
Yeah,
the Shrine Bowl. We
Shrine
have
Bowl.
The Northeast
Nebraska all-star game or whatever,
which is good,
which is cool
for the local area for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into this episode of the college football predictions and picks and where we're at right now, and go from there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sam.
Well, who are some of our early winners and losers of the season? I mean, it's not super early in the year anymore. We're
about halfway
through the regular season. Yeah. Because I mean, just kind of referring to Nebraska, they've played 6 regular season games so far, and they have 6 more. So yeah, we're about halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Early winners, early losers. It's kind of tough. I mean, do we call Alabama an early loser after losing Vanderbilt last weekend?
I don't know.
That's a strange one. I mean, they're obviously still really
the upset of the year so far. Yes,
for sure.
Losers. I guess we're gonna see how they recap today because we're recording of the following week.
Yeah.
Today's what October
11th,
12th. It's the 12th of October.
Yep.
And I had their schedule. I had the college football schedule here. They are playing South Carolina, and South Carolina could be. It's usually hit or miss for South Carolina. With Shane Beamer, he's a pretty good coach.
Yep, and they are just getting started playing that game right now. It's first quarter.
Yep, and it is Red River rivalry too with the Oklahoma. I hate to say it, Oklahoma is gonna beat them.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's always a good game for one. For two, I know we're getting off topic. We'll get to this, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Texas. I never have been, and I never will.
Obviously,
the 1 point game. The 1 point game still lives rent free in my head. Texas fans.
Same.
But however, we won. We technically won that game, so I'm not going to get into it. But
no, that's a whole other topic. But
that could be a whole episode.
That could be
that whole season.
That whole the 2009 Nebraska Cornhuskers.
We're gonna have to do an episode of that.
We will.
Yes.
Yep.
We have something working on, so
yeah.
I don't want to give
that. That was a fun year. I think that was Pelini's second year.
Yeah.
But
Will Compton's freshman year.
Yeah. I think Rex Burkhead's freshman year too.
Yes.
Anyway.
Rex Burkhead team.
All right. No, I was just gonna say, that. But speaking of Texas, would you say an early winner, Arch Manning, getting his opportunity finally as to start?
Yes, I think he's finally proving that he is here to play.
Yeah,
he's living up to the Manning last name, of course.
He played a little sloppy in his first start.
Steve Starkian actually is gonna. Is it Starkian?
For their coach?
Texas, yeah.
Texas?
I don't know if I know who it is. I just don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
I think it's Sarkisian.
Oh, okay. I thought so. Starkisian. Did you know he actually is picking Ewers?
Yeah, Steve Sarkisian.
He's picking Ewers to play over. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulties. I accidentally kicked the cord. I'll just mention real quick. Still new table. Haven't had the chance to do the cable management yet. That is in the works.
But
Sam can tell you I'm a pretty busy guy.
We've made progress though.
Sam can tell you I have ADD, so my mind will be here one time, my mind will be here another time.
So sometimes I may be good, sometimes I may be shit.
Yeah, sometimes it may be fuck me, but
sometimes eat one brain cell, please.
I sometimes feel like I got a hamster in my head.
I think an early loser, USC.
Yes. I don't know.
With a 3-2 record and they're not ranked. anymore.
USC though, I mean, they're kind of known to fire the coaches even if they're having a little bit of success. But I still think Lincoln Riley, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
But
they were ranked 11th last week when they lost to Minnesota. Now they are not ranked.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice
that is a big drop off?
Speaking of that game, did you see that player that did the pulling up the shirt and he got a penalty for it? Like he was pointing like he had a gun.
Oh yeah.
Which that's the second player this year that's been caught doing that.
But see, I know it's a little off topic, but I think Mahomes did a similar celebration in one of his games and he didn't get a flag for it.
He is the last person to fucking pull a gun like that on somebody.
Well, he wasn't acting like he was pulling a gun, but he was acting like he was shooting a gun or something in his celebration, and they didn't flag him. And yeah, you wouldn't expect him to do anything like that anyway. Hopefully none of these players would do anything like that. But
can we talk about something? Actually, no. Sorry, we'll keep going. I love talking about college football. We don't talk about it very much.
Yeah, I know.
If
you want to bring something up?
I'll wait till we get to today's games.
Okay. All right. Just kind of looking through here. Some other any coaches that come to mind that would be, I guess, Colorado. They're not looking too bad after they lost to us.
I think that was like a reality check. I think after that week, and they got through CSU. CSU is pretty. They're okay.
Beat them last year.
Yeah, but it's always a good game.
But you know something else that looks good for us too.
I think those two games, out of the whole season, I think those two games they've had the most shit talk out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you don't really hear or see them talking shit.
I think
the media is kind of drifting away from Sanders a little bit now.
I think the fact Colorado keeps winning looks better for us too because we beat them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that win is starting to look better and better. Like we took down a good team that week.
Yeah.
You know? And
everyone predicted them to go to the playoffs.
Honestly, I'm going to say it. The Huskers are an early winner for the season. I would say it. The loss to Illinois was an ugly loss. But I'll say this too. Rutgers, that was an ugly win, but we beat an undefeated team.
Yeah, but now next week we got to go into
Indiana.
Indiana.
That'll be a tough one.
That's their first sold-out game of the year.
2 years ago, I went and watched us play versus Indiana, and we beat them pretty good. So it's just crazy how much they've improved in 2 years. Because they're ranked. Aren't they inside the top 20 now?
Yeah. I think they're playing today, if I could see.
No, I think they are also on a bye, I'm pretty sure.
They're ranked
this
18.
Week. Yeah, that's crazy. They're 6-0, man. If we can beat them on their home turf,
that's huge.
We will definitely be ranked again.
But I will tell you this, though, because their head coach they got from James Madison last year, he's a really good offensive coach.
Yeah.
Defense, I think they're doing pretty well. I don't know much about their defense. But I think they've really nailed it in the head with the hiring this summer.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely got themselves a good coach now.
Speaking of college football and that next week, dude, we have a lot of good football to be played. We got Alabama, Tennessee. We got Michigan and Illinois.
Yeah.
We got us versus Indiana.
Yeah.
That is going to be a great day of college football.
Big Ten football.
I will tell you right now, I love college football more than the NFL. I live and breathe college football. Oh, dude, the littlest things. Like today I was going to bring up earlier, but I let you talk because all right. But it's the weirdest game I have ever seen played for a small school. Missouri is at UMass today.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they just got upset too last week with all the upsets we had.
Yeah, and which is weird because you don't see the bigger school going to the smaller school.
Not always.
No.
Not always.
Another winner, actually, I'm gonna hate to say it, Miami. Miami's been a winner this year.
Cam Ward.
The last 2 weeks, they've came down to the wire.
He's the Heisman favorite right now.
I think he has a good chance of winning it. Not saying he is.
And I think he's probably the favorite to be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft next year.
Yes. But however, though, last 2 games, they had 2 controversial calls.
Mm-hmm.
The California game, that wasn't. I think it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Other game, that was luck. But Miami, as much as I hate you too, because of Nebraska versus the Miami stuff.
Yeah. They had some good teams back then.
I hope you guys make the playoffs. You guys are a damn good team. Defensive and offensive.
Big game today in the Big Ten. Oregon versus Ohio State.
Yep.
That is really huge for the Big Ten, and I got to root for Oregon in that one.
I have to too. I mean, we're gonna just say it anyway. Just because we went there. It's not just because we went there. Like
it's not just honestly.
They're a good team.
That's a big reason, but they are a good team, and I think Dylan Gabriel's a really good quarterback.
Yeah,
some say he might be a little overrated, but he's been playing good this year.
Yeah, I think it's shocking to see him. I guess transfer, but
that's true. But yeah, ever since traveling to Oregon, like I said, the Ducks have a special place in my heart now. They do.
We've been talking about going back.
Oh yeah, I want to go back for sure.
I
just don't think they'll have. I don't know if they'll have powerlifting there again anytime soon. But I would love to just go.
Yeah, bring Maya with us.
Yeah.
And whoever. And maybe Robbie would actually come. But
He's voiced. He has said. Well, he's been there.
Oh yeah. He told us to go somewhere. Yeah, okay. Newport. He's the one that told us to go to Newport. Thanks,
Newport
Robbie.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Thanks, Newport Cafe.
And thanks, Robbie.
And fuck you, Empire Buffet.
That was the worst buffet I've ever had.
Worst Chinese buffet ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we go on to some of our surprises so far this season and things maybe we predicted that would happen.
SMU, I think this year has been I was predicting them to do pretty well, which have been.
Yeah.
One thing I was not predicting, Florida State and how bad they've been.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. I think that's been a big surprise. That DJU, he's just been,
which he's out for a whole year. He'll come back next year, but
he was very highly touted coming out of high school, and he's
going
just
into Clemson and then lost his job.
He was wasn't he supposed to be the successor to Trevor Lawrence at Clemson?
Yeah, yep. And then
he flopped out of there.
I just love the video when they're in the plane and you see the coach, Dabo, pointing out, that's where you're going to throw some touchdowns down there, brother. That's where you're going to throw some touchdowns. And to see him sitting there like, okay. And then he transferred to Oregon State, had a great year.
Yeah.
But then he would, oh God, the one thing I hate about college football players is they do so well at a school and then they go to another school.
Yeah.
That just,
like, why would
there's no tradition in that anymore.
Why would you transfer if you're doing well?
Yeah.
Like most players transfer if they're not getting playing time or they're not playing well in that system, and they'll transfer. I get that.
I think it's location. I think it's atmosphere.
Yeah.
And money. It's money now.
Honestly, it's money.
It's money at this point.
Nowadays, it's money.
Yeah.
It's money. And, it's like if you have the opportunity to make more money somewhere else, I guess go for it. I can't really fault someone for doing that because any of us would do that.
I wouldn't. Okay. I'm not saying that, like, if whatever, but if I was a Nebraska fan, and I grew up as a Nebraska fan all my life, and I played at Nebraska, I would never leave that school.
You had the opportunity to make $1 million more a year. Let's just say, let's be, I'm exaggerating, obviously, to go play somewhere else. You want it? Want it?
No, because if you know me, and I know you do, money cannot buy happiness.
That's true.
However,
but these are young college kids trying to
make a buck, and
yeah, money. We know that now because we're old. But as a young college kid,
I just know if I get the degree. Okay, first of all, I'm going to school to get a degree.
Are you right now?
No.
Oh, but you will?
Probably not in my lifetime. But I am a believer.
Oh, you're saying hypothetically?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying I'm a believer, and you don't need to go to college to get somewhere in life.
Well, no, you don't.
I'm a truck driver. I make a pretty good
I thought you said
check.
you were, but you're saying hypothetically in this situation.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
If I was a D1 athlete and I am playing at a school that I'm getting paid NIL.
Yeah.
And I want to keep getting the NIL because that's going to be obviously our next episode that you know. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
That's going to get clipped. If I was making, I don't know, over $100,000 a year, which is cool, be cool, right?
Yeah.
Say I'm going to pay $250,000, and I go to school for a degree, and knowing well that I could probably go anywhere. If some coach wants me to play somewhere, and they're like, "Oh, I'll give you 1.5, 1.8, whatever."
I'll give you 1.5.
If I'm somebody, in my personal opinion, I would not take that deal. And a lot of people are going to call me stupid for it. I don't care about money. I really don't. If I was big enough to, make my own brand, then I'll do it. But if I'm getting this is where I'm going with it. If I'm getting a degree and whatever, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be whatever, I have that degree to fall back on.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and if you're that confident in your football playing abilities, and
there's players out there that don't need to play football. They're smart enough. They got
Right.
the big enough degree. There's players that are
but
doctors.
But what if these are players that they're dead set on going to the NFL? If you're that good, make it to the NFL, then make your money.
You could, and there's nothing wrong with that,
Right.
But what I guess I'm trying to say is like you always want to have a backup plan, no matter what. And I think big on for me is being the dedication to schools are not there anymore. I guess I'm trying to say.
No, it's not. You're right. It's totally changed, and it's just crazy, man. Honestly, if I was really loyal to a school, I probably wouldn't either, especially if I've had a lot of success there. But I don't know. It depends on the kid themselves and what their mindset is towards all of it, Anything with Nebraska football specifically that we predicted that would happen, or anything that surprised us so far? Honestly,
Dylan Raiola has been kind of not really a big of a shocker. We knew he was going to do well.
Yeah, he's really, the offense has ran through him. Honestly, without him,
receivers kind of been hit and miss this year.
Yeah.
Defense is still, expectations are great.
Defense has been playing lights out.
There's been some questionable things like what the hell, that James Williams kid, dude, coming out of nowhere, burning the red shirt this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna be good for us. I think he's gonna make he's only a sophomore, so if he plays a few more years, he'll make the NFL.
Yeah.
And that kid has came from nothing. But other than that, I think we might need to get a new offensive coordinator, but I'm not 2% like done with Marcus Satterfield.
No.
But
what
about you?
I guess I didn't predict us to have like basically what seems to be a revolving door at running back and wide receiver. Like,
sorry, Braden Snapchatted me, and I wanted to show a picture of.
Hey, Braden.
I wanted to show a picture to his dad.
Yeah,
because we like to flip each other off at work.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Randy.
But really, we are continuously rotating fresh bodies in there. At running back and wide receiver.
I agree. I think our substitution this year has been really great.
It's really cool to see because you always have a fresh body in there. But I think also at some point, I guess not so much at wide receiver, but at running back, you eventually want to have that bell cow you can fall back on in the tough moments. And I feel like to this point, that's been Dante Dowdell.
I think our running back group has been phenomenal.
It's been great. We basically have 4 starting caliber running backs: Dante Dowdell,
Johnson,
Emmett Johnson, Ramir Johnson.
They're not related, no relation.
No, but 2 Johnsons.
Emmett,
and
dude,
then
he's been there for years.
Gabe Irvin's really kind of been the odd man out.
Yeah, we all thought. But I think that injury kind of set him back.
They've used him in like short yardage situations and stuff, but like honestly, just stick with Dowdell in those situations. He's a battering ram.
I'm gonna be honest. As much as I hate to admit it, and I hope to God he never sees this. Trent Euler, the local.
Oh yeah.
So there's a kid in our town area. Yep. He's a Battle Creek, Nebraska product. His dad was a former Husker. I know his dad. His dad's a pretty good guy. Todd Euler. He was on the 94 championship team.
Fullback, I think, too.
I think that kid has potential.
He's a fullback.
Yeah. He can be used wherever.
And I don't know if he's redshirted this year or not.
I think he has.
But when we use a fullback, it's that Liebenhart or whatever.
Yeah, I think they were in
He's
battle.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Fullback, and I like that. I love that we're using the fullback more.
Yes.
I think we need to do it more.
Yes. And it's people they're not seeing it anymore.
Like we use it in certain situations, but I feel like
like
at the college and the pro level. Hold on, I wanted to say this. I feel like with how players are getting smaller and faster in today's game. I feel like we're going to start to see a return
of the fullback
and like the power eye and the power offense.
Yes,
to take advantage of like those smaller linebackers.
Yeah,
and just run them over.
Yeah,
And I feel like we need to showcase that a little bit more offensively because I feel like we have the offensive line, like the physicality. We have some good fullbacks. Well, the 34, I think it's Liebenhart or something.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. And then Dowdell, who's a truck back there. Or whoever it is. Emmett Johnson can get it done too. And then receiver, again, it's been a revolving door, but I feel like Isaiah Nayor and Jamal Banks have been really huge for us. They've been big time playmakers, and because of them, we've been able to redshirt Malachi Coleman.
I just hope he doesn't transfer out.
And then
the local product.
We've had
make me sick if he did.
2 speedy slot receivers step up big in certain situations: Ja'Cory Barney Jr. and Jalen Lloyd. It's been really cool to see. And so those have been kind of surprises, but just really cool things to see so far this year.
What was I gonna say? Well, look at Army. They're running that fullback
They always have,
and now that people wonder why.
And they run the veer and the triple option.
But yet people wonder how did they make the top 25 if they're in there now. But I don't think they are. But they're undefeated. Both them and Navy are undefeated.
Yeah.
They both run the same offense.
I'm looking up right now.
Oh, another good game that's happening today.
Fullback.
So we're talking about games that are going to be good today.
Mm-hmm.
Florida and Tennessee. Ole Miss, LSU. Stanford and Notre Dame. And Penn State and USC. And then Colorado and Kansas State. I think Boise State is going to get upsetted by Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're probably getting too early into the picks, but whatever. But Arizona, BYU, another great game. And then you got California and Pittsburgh. It'll be all right.
It's Isaac Dickey, I guess.
For what?
Our starting fullback, number 34.
No, I've never seen that dude in my life.
His name's Isaac Dickey, and he's the he's the guy who's been playing fullback for us in those situations.
All right. Q.
All right. We're doing our predictions for the week.
Yep.
Pull up my scoreboard here. Yeah. Well, right now, Alabama's beating South Carolina.
By a touchdown.
Missouri's beating UMass by 2 touchdowns.
Clemson.
You think Oklahoma will beat Texas?
I really do.
I think Texas will win. I'm kind of surprised, but not super surprised they're going back to Quinn Ewers.
I don't. Maybe.
I feel like
I think they're trying to save Manning a little bit.
I feel like he has the right to step back into a starting role with everything he's done there.
Yep.
But Arch Manning's the future as well. But like you said, I think they might be trying to save him.
Yeah.
For next year, but Penn State and USC.
I think Penn State's going to get upset.
You think so?
Yeah. They're
it's
good.
At USC. I could see it happening.
Can we just talk about how long James Franklin has lasted at Penn State? I'm surprised he's lasted this long. I don't think he's a terrible coach. I thought he was pretty good at Vanderbilt. But that was probably the most weirdest hire that anyone big school has ever done, but been successful at it.
Yeah. I mean, they're ranked as high as they are for a reason. I don't know.
Purdue.
I'm gonna say Penn State, honestly.
Now Stanford and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
I don't know. That's a tough one. Stanford is good. It's good, but and Notre Dame has shown that they're not good. Yeah. I mean, look at the first game they played this year. Stanford's only 2-3, and the Fighting Irish are only 4-1. Which that is a rivalry game for the Megaphone. No, the different trophy. That's USC. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. I hate to say it. I'm not a big fan of Notre Dame. Rudy. You know what's funny? Joe Montana said he was the worst player he's ever seen or something.
Yeah. He was on the same Notre Dame team that Joe Montana was on.
California and Pittsburgh.
Worst football movie ever, by the way.
Really? Hold on. Time out. Flag. You really think Rudy was a terrible movie.
I think I don't think it's great. It's okay.
Do you think it's kind of like
It's not.
it seems more fictional than
Yeah, I just think they
Really?
real Rudy wasn't.
that good?
Yeah, like
Probably
Joe
good.
like Joe Montana said.
Good as a person, but not good movie.
I don't. I feel like they made a movie about someone who I don't know. I used to like it, but
It looks cheesy.
when you really analyze the movie, it's just like no way that happens.
To me it looks cheesy. Like I'm not getting like all whistle timeout and stuff because it's a good movie. I'm just saying like I need to hear your.
That's
opinion.
a hot take.
Yeah.
No, and it's funny because there's another football movie called My All American, and no, you're thinking of.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I know what you're talking about now.
It's called My All American, and it's about this guy. I forgot his name, but he goes on to play for Texas, and he's small and undersized, kind of like Rudy.
Oh, yeah.
But he's actually
and he
good.
died. He died, too.
He died of some disease, but he was actually good.
Yeah.
Like, he was an All-American.
That guy made Darryl Royal who he was.
He was actually a starter at Texas. And I'm like, the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, dude, this is like Rudy if Rudy didn't suck. The whole time, because Rudy was the same guy. He was undersized, not the fastest, not the most athletic, and obviously that showed. Like, he wasn't recruited, he wasn't very good actually, but this kid was actually good. He was like Rudy if he was actually good at football.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that movie. That was a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I'd rather watch that than Rudy.
Any day. There's so many better football movies than Rudy.
Back to the picks. We got Pittsburgh Panthers the Bears, the Golden Bears, California, are at Pittsburgh today.
That part will be a reel, by the way.
I know. Pittsburgh, ranked number 2, 5-0. Cali is 3-2. They've had some good games. I don't think they're that bad. They're rebuilding.
Cali and Pitt?
Yeah.
Pitt's undefeated. I didn't know that. I'm going to go Pitt.
I'm going to go Pitt, too. Pat Nardizzi, he's always been a good...
Illinois over Purdue, definitely. Purdue sucks.
Graham Harrell, man. I wish he...
Graham Harrell, man, he was fun to watch at Texas Tech.
He was. Him and Crabtree.
Him and Michael Crabtree, they torched our Huskers one year. And I thought Graham Harrell would actually... I thought he would get a shot in the NFL, and he never really did.
He was just a backup.
He was a backup for my Packers for one year. He was fun to watch in college.
Arizona and BYU. I'm picking Arizona. Arizona's pretty good. I think that's going to be a good upset.
You think? Yeah. I'm going to go BYU.
Because, I mean, you also got to look, too, Arizona's been teeter-tottering that top 25.
Georgia over Mississippi State?
Georgia.
Tennessee or Florida? Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yep.
Ooh, the big one, Ohio State and Oregon. We already said Oregon.
Yep.
But, again, it's not just because we went there. Okay. I just like Oregon better. Always have.
Yeah. LSU and Ole Miss.
That'll be a good one. I'm going to go LSU with the upset.
I'm going to go LSU as well. Iowa State at West Virginia.
Iowa State.
I think that's going to be a good cakewalk for that.
You're welcome, Robbie.
Yeah. Ungrateful bit. I'm kidding.
Ooh, Kansas State or Colorado?
I think Colorado might pull it off.
Dude, that's tough. I know a couple K-State fans.
Tough shit.
And they're ranked. They have the same record, but I think Colorado's going to pull it off in the upset.
That's going to be huge in Deion Sanders' career right there.
And that'll suck for K-State fans. I'm sorry.
Let's go back to Colorado real quick, dude. I'm kind of curious how well I'm curious what the aftershock is when his sons are drafted. What he's going to do or if he's leaving.
Yeah, that's
tough.
Like, because I could see him trying to get out when that happens. But he's locked in there for a while.
So, last game, I'm pretty sure this is the last game because it's at today
Boise
at 10
State.
p.m.
At Hawaii.
I think Hawaii will pull it off.
Nah, Boise State will win.
Hawaii is only 2-3.
Hawaii, do they have a... Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Boise State has a really damn good running back.
I mean, shit, Arizona State beat Utah last night.
Right now, also, we forgot
Crazy.
Clemson and Wake Forest, and Wake Forest is beating Clemson.
Does Hawaii have... Oh, they don't have Vaughn. They do, but he's not starting.
You and your fucking Vaughn.
Christian Vaughn, best running back of all time.
Yeah, it's an inside joke between us and NCAA. We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, well, if they were smart, they would give it to Vaughn. If they were
A video game won't pertain to real life.
If they were smart, they would give it to Vaughn. He's the next Derrick Henry.
Okay, buddy.
Anyway. Anything else?
Not in that part.
Do we want to predict like some of our award winners and playoff spots?
Let's do the Heisman. There's so many awards.
Who do you think is going to win the Heisman? I bet you're going to say Cam Ward.
No, I'm going to look up the...
Dylan Raiola. No, I'm kidding.
Imagine.
I mean, it's not too late. If he just started going on a tear for the rest of the year. True freshmen have won the Heisman before.
Yeah.
See Johnny Manziel, see Jameis Winston.
Let's see here.
Foosball.
So you got
Catch.
the number one in the odds right now is the running back out of Boise State, Ashton
Oh, yeah.
Genty, and then you got Travis Hunter, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, and Dylan Gabriel. Honestly, I think out of all of them, Travis Hunter.
I'm going to say Cam Ward.
I'm going with Travis Hunter because I think that dude, I mean, out of all of them, what beats everyone in that whole list is he's a two-way player.
That's true. That's very true.
If Colorado can keep winning, his stock is just going to rise.
True. But a lot of times they go quarterback friendly on awards like that. Just like NFL MVP.
Yeah.
So
which is
it'll be interesting to
redundant,
see. For sure.
It's redundant.
Very much so.
That's a big word. Kill used. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, bro.
Do we want to predict our top 4 bye week for the playoff first? Like our conference winners?
Yeah, so this is as of today. This ain't the final. This is a too early prediction.
Right.
Sure. Let's go ahead.
So what? It's SEC, Big Ten for your top 4. SEC, Big Ten, Big 12. It's just your top 4 records for conference winners, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna say
because I'm pretty sure Oregon and Ohio State can't go in the same time.
They can both be in the playoff, but
just different weeks.
Only one of them can have a bye.
Okay.
And I think
I'm going to go Oregon on that one.
I'm going to say Oregon from the Big Ten.
And then you also got Penn State, too.
From SEC, who do you think it'll be? I'm going to say Georgia.
I think Georgia as well. Well, no, you also got Georgia and you got Texas.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to go Georgia.
Okay. I'm going to go Georgia as well.
I'm going Georgia over Texas. Even though I don't like their quarterback. Oh my gosh, he's a weird looking dude, and he's cocky. He is cocky.
He's just
Big 12. I gotta go. Dang, Texas Tech is really the top team in the Big 12 right now. Oh no, they're not.
I always forget that Arizona is in there now. Arizona and Arizona State and Utah and Damn, college football conferences has really changed.
A lot. Big 12 is so different from when we were in the Big 12.
Yes.
I got to go Iowa State for the Big 12, honestly.
You really think so?
Yeah. I mean, they're still undefeated, and they're ranked 11th right now, and I think they'll just keep winning.
I mean, from today to...
They have a good team. Their running back, they have a really good running back that, whoops. Look here. Well, I guess they have two really good running backs. They have Jalen Jackson, who has 295 yards on 48 carries and 2 touchdowns. And their other running back, who has the same amount of carries and only about 50 less yards, still averaging 5 yards a carry. And that is Abu Sama III. He's good. Sounds like the name of an anime character. Abu Sama the Third.
It sounds like in One Piece you would hear it on.
Yeah.
Abu the Third. In his weird ass laugh.
And then their third running back also has over 200 yards. So they have a good group of running backs. They have a balanced offense.
I think Matt Campbell's a running back guy.
I'm kind of looking at their stats right now.
I think Matt Campbell's a running back guy.
And then
done pretty well with that.
So we did Big 10, SEC, Big 12.
Big 12. I never picked Big 12. But I'm going to go with Iowa State, to be honest. But, I mean, they got good teams. They got Texas Tech. They got BYU. They got Colorado. Iowa State. And Arizona State. They're also 5-1. The only thing that's not going to...
So the next one would be... Well, what conference is... hold on. Okay, yeah. I'm going to say Miami from the ACC. So those are my 4 bye weeks. I got Georgia from the SEC, Oregon from the Big 10,
Same.
Iowa State from the Big 12,
Same.
and Miami from the ACC. Those are my 4 byes right there that I'm picking. The rest is so I couldn't just come up with that right now. I would need. I mean, we could if you want. It takes some time.
No, I'm good.
But I think those would definitely be my 4 conference winning bye weeks going into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm going to agree on most of those picks.
Because, I mean, really, ACC, it's probably going to be either Miami or Clemson anyway.
Well, as the top 25 right now, we have Texas, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Georgia,
right,
and Miami. Honestly, Big 12, dude. Big 10. This is probably the first time in a long time we've seen 3 Big 10 schools in the top 25. And I think
Big 10 is loaded right now.
You know, Indiana just creeping in there in the top 25. And
we're a win away from being ranked again. Illinois is still in the top 25.
Michigan's
still there.
I think that's it. Let's talk about Coach's hot seat. Let's. This is going to be a big one a little bit here because we got some coaches that just suck, and we got coaches that are doing they're trying to do their best, but a lot of them suck.
Yeah.
Number 1, Florida State. I'm going to say it.
Yeah. One good coach, please.
And then I think my number 2 is Dave Aranda from Baylor.
Yeah.
Aranda, excuse me, no Rada. Rada. And then I'm going to go with Florida coach, Billy Napier. And I am looking on a site because I can't remember all of them.
Hard to remember a lot of the college coaches.
A lot of them that I know, this one here is a former quarterback. So UAV. I've been a big fan of them ever since they shut their program down. I was behind the movement of bringing it back. And then they hired a good coach out of Jackson State University, Bill Clark, led them to back-to-back conference championships.
Mm-hmm.
They finally got their new stadium, and then he retired, which is okay because he had back issues. They hired Trent Dilfer.
Really?
Out of every coach.
Trent Dilfer.
Yes.
Did he go to college there? I can't remember where he went to college, but I remember. I know Trent. I remember Trent.
Trent Dilfer is not.
He was an NFL quarterback.
I don't think he had prior coaching experiences.
He's actually pretty well known as the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl with the Ravens back in 2000.
Yep. And that's what got him.
That's the only reason people still know who he is.
They literally hired him right out of high school. He's never had college experience coaching.
So he was a high school coach?
Yes. He was pretty good in high school. His record was 44-10.
I mean,
that's high school.
Any former NFL player can be a good high school coach.
Not all the time, but yeah, most of the time. But his overall college record now is 5-12.
Yeah.
He's been there since 2023.
I did not know he was coaching.
I thought you did.
Trent Dilfer? No, I did not.
He went to he played at California State for a little while, and then he went to Fresno.
That's right, Fresno.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's famously known as the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
His Baltimore record here is he started 11. He played 11. He started 8. His record on Baltimore is 7-1.
Yep.
Completion was 134 out of 226 attempts. His percentage was 59.3.
That's not good.
And his passing record, or his passing yards, was 1,502.
See, that's not good.
And his average was 6.6, touchdowns 12, interceptions 11.
Ravens had a historically legendary defense that year, led by a young Ray Lewis, and offensively,
and he was getting convicted of murder at that time.
Their offense ran through Jamal Lewis at running back,
but
not Trent Dilfer.
His best passing season was in Tampa Bay in 1996. He had 2,859 yards, 16 for 16. His record was 6-10, completion 267, 400 out of 482. He must have started all year. And he had 12 touchdowns, 19 interceptions.
I think one of those years the Packers played them in a divisional round playoff game when Favre was there and we beat them. I think that was going to his second Super Bowl against the Broncos.
So his first year at UAB, he went 4-8. Right now, he is 1-4. He's getting fired. He's definitely getting fired. There's no question about it.
Unless they just win out.
But
that probably won't happen.
At this high school, his first year they went 7-6. That next year they won the conference title, went 11-3, and then the next 2 years they won 13-1 and 13-0 in the national championship. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. He's kind of a weird dude too. I've seen people say he's weird.
I mean, he used to work on ESPN on some of their shows and stuff, and yeah, I just kind of watching him talk and stuff. It seemed a little weird, but
we also got Joe Moorhead out of Akron, and then Will Hall and out of SMU, or not SMU, Southern Mississippi, excuse me. Louis Tech is Sonny Cumbie, and then Trent, and then Sam Pittman out of Arkansas, which is kind of weird because they're not doing too bad.
Yeah.
Stan Drayton out of Temple, Scott Satterfield out of Cincinnati, and then Mike New out of Ball State. And that list just goes on. Hugh Freeze, he's also up there in 13. This is a pretty updated list.
Yeah.
And number 14, you got Mike, Norval from Florida State, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Jay Norval is also up there, which that dude's a good coach. Wherever he's went. I know he hasn't had a lot of success, but Sonny Dykes from TCU is on there, and at ranked number 25. No, never mind. I thought. Oh, at number 23, I think Lincoln Riley is up there. So, who do you think is going to get fired?
I mean, you pretty much named off all of them right there.
All right. I don't know. I can see USC firing Lincoln Riley. for this bullshit.
Oh, dude, I mean, if they don't if they keep losing games like that, I mean, I could definitely see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish. Yeah, I don't know. Got not much else about that, but it is what it is. If they get fired, they get fired.
Yeah.
What else do we got, Sam?
I think what else is there really to talk about? I mean, that's covers a lot of the bases we talked about in the NFL episode. We went a little more in depth on postseason stuff in the NFL episode, but it's just a little bit tougher to. I feel like it's tougher to predict in college football. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, there's so
many more variables, I feel like, and it's just there's so many more upsets in college football. I feel like NFL is just easier to predict. But even then it's still hard to predict. Obviously, everyone sees my who you got record, so so I can't say that too much, knock on wood.
Yeah. There's always next year, kid.
Well, it's a long season, dude.
I know, but for a better start for next year.
It's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
But no, I think that pretty much
sums it up of what we wanted to talk about today.
Sums it up. I guess we could do one final thing. Who's your national championship prediction? What two teams?
I hate to say it, but I don't know.
You hate to say it, but you don't.
Never mind, because I was like, oh wait, I predicted Texas to lose today, so that just would make sense.
I'm gonna say Oregon and Georgia.
Let me bring up the top 25 again.
But we'll see.
I kind of want to say Miami's going to be in there against Oregon.
That'd be a good one.
That would be a great one. Two high-power offenses versus each other.
Yeah. Cam Ward versus Dylan Gabriel.
But then we'll have to hear
That'd be a good game.
We'll have to hear Miami fans. You know how they get when they get good.
That's true.
Hey,
That's true.
Don't shut the hell up. But, I mean, we could be like that, too. We're Nebraska fans, so.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up for today.
Wrap it around.
Give the old wrap around.
I think it was a good episode about you.
It was good. Yeah.
So, yeah, don't forget to follow us on all of social medias where you can find us. You can listen to us anywhere on any podcast site, Spotify, Apple, anything that has Spotify or podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all of social media on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you can name, we're on there. Don't forget to follow all of our other podcasts on our Agent Life Media Group channels. Talking Dirt, Touching Base, Useless Assumptions, Us to TNT Boys. And we got a lot of shows weekly coming on and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think this is a great episode. Okay, peace out, bye.
Football!